Well, it's time to get retarded. Alright, on today's episode, everybody, we are going to be retarding this cam around 3 degrees to try and bring the power band up. First thing you want to do is get that number 1 with the arrow lined up with the arrow on the timing cover. And then down here, you'll see the dot on the gear. And then, I don't know if you can see, but there's a mark on the timing cover behind it, which allows you to line up that corresponding dot. And that's how you know the crankshaft's in the right timing. Now here's the thing. These cars from the factory have a keywayed cam gear with a 1, 2, 3, and a 4, all of which change the cam timing bar by a corresponding amount. What I'm going to be doing is taking that cam sprocket, taking it off, and then taking the corresponding 1 arrow, the factory timing mark, and I'm going to be lining up the 3 and then retarding it a tooth, and that'll give me 3.14 total degrees of camshaft retard, which should bring the power band up 300 to 500 RPM. Alright, now that the lower timing cover's off, gotta loosen the tensioner on the timing belt, pull that off, and then pull this cam gear off. Alright, the timing belt is off, and now I just need to get this cam gear off. Alright, now that the cam gear is off, you can see that keyway. Well, that keyway corresponds to the 4 different keyways on the cam gear. It was on the number 1. Now we're going to switch it to the number 3, and we're going to retard it 1 tooth. Something very important to note, the washer that goes behind the cam bolt here has a keyway on it that lines up with that pin so that the washer won't spin and the bolt stays tight. So whenever you put it on there, whenever you put it on there, make sure that that keyway is in that washer. Alright, now as you can see, we have the number 3 mark, the following tooth lined up, and that retards our cam 3.14 degrees. Make sure that your crankshaft timing mark is still lined up with that little tab, which it is. So now we can put the timing belt back on. And then after you put on the timing belt, since this is a cam driven distributor, you will have to retime the ignition timing as well. Alright, now that the belt is on, confirm that your timing marks are still lined up, which they are. So now rotate the engine over a couple of times, make sure that they still line up, and then your cam timing is set and you can put your cover back on. Alright, see how that notch lines up with that tab? And how tooth lines up right beside number 3 with that mark? Cam is officially retarded 3.14 degrees. I'm going to throw it all back together, get it on the ground, set the ignition timing, and she should pull hard up top now. Raise that rev limiter up to 6,500. There it is. She's back together. Now I just got to do the ignition timing and she's ready to rip, hopefully with a little bit more power band up top.